Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the shop. Hope you're having a great day. Whew. Man, this is getting comical. Right before I start, it's like you're at a lower resolution. You have to change it, so that's why I'm about 2 or 3 minutes late. Whew. So it might look different because I used to be streaming on OBS. Who am I? Hold on. I think I'm got I used to be on OBS, Streamlabs OBS, and then I switched to just the regular OBS, so I think it's okay now. You can actually see more of the shot and all that stuff, so hopefully it's better. All right. Man. One time I'd like to get it within 5 minutes and everything. I mean, because I set this up about an hour to 2 hours before and everything works perfect. And then I get it going. And like 5 minutes before, there's always one or two little problems I have to fix. So, man, it looks like my audio is spiking, is it? Test one. Is it spiking? No. Okay. Okay. I can't, if I wear headphones, it like makes an echo in my head, so I can't wear the headphones. So I'm kind of going by my audio display to see if it's redlining or nothing. So, all right. Being a musician, I'm very obsessed with how it sounds and how it looks and all that stuff. So, anyway, sorry for the delay and all that rambling. Let's get started on this. Hope everyone's having a good day and a good weekend and all that. Man, I had a crazy week. I don't if any of you listen to Howard Stern, Richard Christie was on there, and someone called in and said he was on the spectrum because he obsesses about one thing, and then stops, working on other things. Which, man, I fall into that category 100% because I've been like trying to get my Instagram boosted up, and Facebook doesn't let you do anything with knives, even though their policy states you're allowed to post stuff if it doesn't lead to sales or if it doesn't support sales. And all my content is, how to. If you go on my Instagram and look, there's nothing that says knife sale, knife for sale, or any of that. So all week I've been trying to get it boosted, disapprove. I even made like 2 extra pages, and I started. The one thing that passed, I put it life making rhymes with life, KN, and something like that, and it actually got approved. But the problem is, it's on a different page, and it doesn't drop to my Instagram, so it's not doing any good. So, yeah. So, but all I did is I didn't get any knife making barely done or anything like that. I was so obsessed and focused on just getting this Facebook thing worked out and Instagram thing worked out. It just consumed me. And man, I don't know why that happens, but yeah. Obsession. Anyway, before I forget, we're at like 960 subs. So 1,000 subs. And this is going to be the giveaway. I went in black oxide. You can see I taped off the bevels and put black oxide on the flats. Hey, what's up, Chip? Good to see you here. I got to thank you, Chip. You actually bought 2 knives of mine. That's awesome. And the shirt. That's sweet. I'm going to send you a video for the blue knife because the way the pattern is on the handle, you have to kind of put the knife in and lock it up. If you try to pull it out, it doesn't come out as good. But anyway, yeah, I figured out how I'm going to do the giveaway. What I'm going to do is, from now on, you guys start commenting. Now, I told you, you have to check if you're overseas or something, or international, I'll ship it. But you have to make sure your country allows knives to be shipped. And there's no extra custom charges because I'm not paying for custom charges. I'll pay for shipping, but not custom charges. But what I think I'm going to do is, from now on, you have to comment on my video. You can comment as much as you want, and whatever, but you can always say I'm in on one video, and for every video or comment you do, I'm going to put down one number and your name by that number. And then I'm just going to put a randomizer with the number in it. So you can make, you can comment 100 times on my video, and you have to say I'm in, and that'll be one vote for that video. Now, from here to 1,000 subs, if I do 10 videos and you comment on every one of them, that's 10 votes. But you have to say I'm in on each one so I know and I can put your name down. And if I send this to you and your country takes it because of customs, there's nothing I can do about that. But, yeah, we're at 960, so we're getting close. So I think that's what I'm going to do for the giveaway. But, all right, let's move on. So, check this out. I don't know how, if some of you guys have been following me for a while, I made like a disc grinder video where I tried to build a disc grinder. And then, I tried to build a cart for it, but man, I ran out of gas on my welder and all that. But if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see, ta-da, I got the cart done yesterday. So, and down there's my, what's it called? It's the arbor press for doing kydex, and my buffer so I can start using buffers. I actually bought some extra wheels for the buffer. Looks like a build you just started. Yeah, I don't actually forge. So I got Sam, me and Sam from Firekeeper Forge did a collab and he forged it out. It's an integral knife. So it's all one. And I did the 3-piece handles. There's a whole bunch of videos on it. But man, it was quite the challenge. But it was fun. And then I got another project I want to do where I bought a slider for a camera and I'm going to put it above my grinders. So I can have a third camera. Because with my arm, a lot of times I have a third camera shot, but I can't do it because my arm's blocking the way it is. So it's nice to have it, it'll be nice to have it hanging from above. So that's the next project I have to get to. But let's get this knife start hand sanding. Let's see if I can actually get it up to like. Thanks, Steve. Man, I've been cleaning it all morning. Oh, let me get a drink here. Yeah, so let's see if I can get up to like 1,500 or 2,000 without getting scratches and having to go back down on this one. The shop looks spiffy until you see the big old thing of belts. Let's see if we can see it. The big old thing of belts sitting right here. It's piled up about 1 foot high. I got to go through them and see how it is. So, whew. All right. All right. Yeah, so I know last weekend last week on the live stream I talked about being narcissistic, but I love that title so much I had to title it Narcissistic Madman. Because that's definitely me. I mean, I'm really narcissistic, if you read my comments and stuff, it's all me and I and how I do this and this is my take. But the madman part is because, I have empathy for others and care about others and want to help others. Most narcissistic people can really care less about other people and, don't think about other people at all. So, yeah, I'm a narcissistic madman with bad obsession problems and, insomnia and all kinds of other things. Oh, man. Whew. Man, that hour delay threw me off today. Big time. I was all set up and then I was like, wait, I got an extra hour. What am I going to do with that? But, man. So this last week's been pretty tough on me. I, well, actually, the last 2 weeks I started getting into a rut and just like got lazy about everything. And it's weird because, you know, when you start getting lazy, it like starts consuming you. And then after you stop working and stop doing things, all of a sudden depression and doubt and all kinds of other things start lurking in. Man, I was having all kinds of crazy emotions. And it's like, man, why am I feeling this way? And I realized it's just a big circle, you know. You start by not working, so you're sitting around thinking all the time or doing stuff other than keeping busy. And yeah, all these just crazy things just start lurking in. Oh, man. So, I said this, I want to start all my live streams by saying, I'm not telling you guys how to change your life or how to live your life. This is all, you know, about self-reflection. And if it does help someone, that's awesome. Because, you know, that's one thing about, you know, humanity and being human. We all can find little parts that we relate to each other. But there's other parts where it's like, man, I just don't understand what's going on with that person. So, like one of my best friends, you know, he'll get really angry and snap like that. And then that'll be it. You know, he'll get all mad and angry. And then once he's angry, it's done. He doesn't think about it ever again. Me, I hold it in. I let it build up and let it build up. I don't say anything. And then I just blow up. And then I'll hold on to that for like 6 months. And then I'll bring it back up 6 months later. And it's like, man, you know, and it's funny because a lot of times he doesn't have a car, so I'll drive him to an appointment or something, and his appointment will be at 1 o'clock. I'll start calling him at like 12:45, being, you got to get ready, you know, worrying about him being on time because when he could care less about being on time, and it's like, man, how do you function like that? And he probably thinks the same thing about me. You know, why are you worried about everything? Why do you, you know, why do you put so much worry in everything you do? Yeah, it's all LED lights, like this. But I got like 3 or 4 of these, and then I found ones that actually hook up to DC power. But I just got a new thing. It's coming Monday, so my video should start looking a lot better. It's like a lighting umbrella, and the light points away from the camera into the umbrella, so it diffuses the light back on me. So I won't have to point these lights straight on me. Like, see how this one's shining down and creating the rainbow here? Well, these will be shooting the light away, and then the umbrella will diffuse it out. And even on the ceiling, I've got LED daylighters. My whole shop now is all daylighters. Even out where the heat treat oven is, all daylighters. This one that's right above here is actually a 250 watt equivalent. Most of these are like 150 watts. And above my grinder, I got a 250 watt equivalent. That's why lately in the videos, if you watch me grinding, everything's blowing out. And I've had to put like an ND filter on the camera. It's almost like a sunglass. Sunglasses for your camera. So they've been getting a little bit better, but at first, like if you go back like 3 or 4 videos, everything is like blowing out from the left side because I put my DSLR on the left side. But then my action camera's, you know, 4K, and my phone is 4K. So I shoot everything in 1080p with my DSLR, and then shoot everything else in 4K and downscale it to 1080p. That way I have more decisions. Yeah. See, that's one thing that's cool, you know. The knife making thing I kind of had down, which I still have a lot to learn. But this new photography, man, you guys get to actually, if you've been around for a while, you actually get to see the good and the bad and my progression as, you know, I'm learning how to use all this stuff. Just like this live streaming, you know. The first couple I did were horrible. Now I'm starting to get kind of the flow of it and get comfortable with it. If I would stop having problems every time I start it, but So, Chip, another thing I got to thank you for, you were asking all those questions in the last video, and it made me realize a lot of beginners don't understand these terms that we use on YouTube, like knife making terms, like breaking the 90s or going from this to that, or, you know, marking the center line. So Monday, either tonight or Monday, I'm going to shoot a video just for beginner YouTube knife makers, so you guys can know the terms we use and, you know, why we do this way, or how, you know, or why I do this way, or, you know, because I learned off YouTube also. But I forget as I progress that there's guys that are just starting out that need all this help, and, you know, when they see me saying this stuff, they don't really understand it. So thanks for asking all those questions, because it made me realize I need to take a step back for the beginner knife maker. Yeah, you know what's funny? The one big thing I've learned about making YouTube videos, your video can be kind of bad, but audio and lighting are more important than anything. If you got kind of a grainy video, but the audio is like on point, people will watch it. If you got a video that's 4K crisp, but the audio sucks, people are going to click off. And lighting, you know, lighting is so important. Man, I've been just trying to study lighting to try to get it right. Like, this is actually driving me crazy. In fact, let me see if I can turn it down. Is that, see? I don't like that. Oh, there we go. Well, no. I don't like that halo effect. Let me see something. Sorry about this, guys. I made it. No. See, that's what this whiteboard is. I was deflecting the LEDs because I got a light on my right, so I was bouncing the light off of this, so both sides of me would be reflected. I'm trying to learn this stuff. Trying. Whew. All right, back to handstanding. Oh, man. But, yeah, I actually got a couple knives done. Oh, and I want to thank Martin. He traded me the Wicked Edge for like a platen and some wheels and a couple knives. And I actually used the Wicked Edge. It was funny because it's got these little deals. I tried taping these onto it. Because, man, stones for the Wicked Edge are like $90. I mean, that's expensive. You know, the Wicked Edge by itself is like $400. So I'm glad I got it. But I tried taping these on it, and it worked because I had a, let's see, where did I put it? I had an angle finder. So I put the angle finder on the original sharpener thing and got the right angle. And then I taped these to it and got the angle the same, and it worked. But, man, setting it up every time and taking it off and then putting it to the... Man, I just went ahead and paid the $80 and got the new ones. But sometimes you got to spend the money. But, man, that Wicked Edge, it puts a wicked edge on it, I'll tell you what. Then there I go backwards. I'm sanding with the rubber instead of the sandpaper. Oh, man. I guess since I'm left-handed is why I do everything backwards. Excuses, right? Oh, so I was thinking, I don't drink, and I don't really like drinking, but people are always making up games for drinking and stuff. So I was thinking, if you guys want to, every time I say you know, you got to take a drink. A drink of water, that is, right? I don't drink at all. I don't drink alcohol at all, so, but I just thought that was pretty funny. 'Cause I'm always saying you know. you know. Half the time I don't even realize it, and I'm trying to not do it. And then I'll watch the playback, and I'll be like, good Lord, I said that like 40 times. It's like Alex Steele when he used to drop the tongs or whatever. Everyone made a drinking game out of it. All right, I'm going back down to 320. I see scratches here. But now I got my buffer set up. And Steve Miller, he has a great video on buffing things out and like making separate wheels. I went and bought 6 different wheels so I can use a different polish for each one. He's got a new video. I'm going to try it, Steve. I'm going to try to get that high satin polish. Because it's one thing I've never done. It's a high satin polish. And now I got my buffer up and running. Watch out. Yeah. Yeah. See, I never really bought it. I bought a Lansky a long time ago, but the thing with sharpeners is it's hard to get it, you know, you're always like set to a certain angle, and honestly, it's good to learn how to sharpen your own knives, you know, like that big old 5160 choppers. If you guys have ever watched my past videos, there's playlists. That big old chopper, I sat there for 2 hours with whetstones because that wicked edge wouldn't take that thing. 2 hours sharpening that knife up until it was like shaved. All the hair on my arm's gone because I sharpened it, shaved. No, it's not good. Sharpen it more and more and more. So, you know, it's just like jigs. A lot of people want to do bevels on jigs, which I want to build a jig here soon because I've never tried it. But if you're going to learn how to do bevels with a jig, also learn how to freehand first. I think it's best to always learn to feel how the knife is in your hand, feel how you need to hold it, feel how to make the bevels right. You know, too much pressure, not enough pressure. Are you burning the knife? Is it getting too hot? Learn that stuff and then go to a jig. You know, a jig is for when you get good enough where you need to be putting out more and more knives. Like Ecom Knives. He just started with a jig it's probably been a year now. But because he needs to start putting out more and more knives. So that's when you need a jig. When you want to be consistent. When you've got your hand, you know, when you got free hand down, then you move on to a jig to get it better. Always learn how the feel of your knives are. Just like sharpening. You want to learn on whetstones and then go to a sharpener to make it a faster production thing. You don't want to do it as a crutch. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of Ziploc bags too. I remember that from the video. But don't go too crazy, Brown. Yeah, I'm definitely only going up to maybe like the white. Well, I got flints here. I want to do it for this one because this has the hamon, so I want to bring out, I want to polish it up and see if the hamon will come out with the flints and all that. If I ever finish hand sanding it. And now that I got the disc grinder down, I can actually finish the handles. Because these handles are awful like square. So, whoops, I'm out of the camera. These handles are all need a lot of finishing work. I'm gonna do it. That's why I wanted the disc grinder mainly, is to do handles and all that. You know, I also want to finish the table for it, but I have an idea for that disc grinder. I want to build brackets so I can use it facing forward, but I can also stand it up like Ecom Knives does. So when I want to flatten things, I can have the disc, you know, horizontal. You know, I can have it vertical and then horizontal. But, you know, that's on the projects list. I got about 15 projects I need to do. Edge right with sandpaper. I mean, sharpening is a skill. If you're going to be a knife man, you think my bevels used to be bad. I used to hate sharpening. And I used to, if you look at my grinder, my KMG, I built a whole system so I can sharpen on that. Like I built a platen on the top so I could sharpen, I built the whole different arm so I could run my KMG in reverse so I could sharpen on my grinder. But you still need to go from the grinder to whetstones or the grinder to the wicked edge. If you don't, you're going to be sitting there all day trying to sharpen. So you still have to learn how to freehand to go to these things. I mean, that's my opinion. People will say the other way, like, oh, I do it all on this or I do it all on that. But, whatever's best. See, that's the thing about watching YouTube and all that. You'll see people like me or Steve giving you ideas and tips, but you got to take those ideas and conform them to how you are and to your way of working. Because what we do, I learned from Steve. I used to watch his videos all the time and then started commenting and talking to him, and we became good friends. But, everyone does knife making and does their way they hold stuff or grinding completely different. So you take our ideas and you make them and turn them into your own ideas and how you can work it. All right, I think the scratches are out on that side. Yeah, you got to be careful with the buffing wheel. I hear you. Those things are dangerous. Red Path Knives has a video about how it being the most dangerous tool. Because it'll grab you. It'll grab it and throw it right into your gut. Same with the grinder. If you're like trying to sharpen on the grinder when it's running this way and you're sharpening it and all of a sudden it kicks out and grabs, it throw it right into your chest. So you got to be careful with these tools. All right, let's see if we got some topics. Oh, one thing, I put risk and rewards. I see a lot of YouTubers that have made it. They've got like 100,000 subs or, like Casey Neistat and all this. And they're always talking about risk everything. I put everything out to risk. Or, Gary Vee, they're always talking about risk everything, put everything on the line. But that's a very dangerous statement. In order to risk everything, you have to be able to know you can work to back up that risk. These guys didn't put everything on the line and then sit back and let it happen. One thing I've learned in the last few months doing YouTube and trying to promote myself is, man, it's harder than any job I've ever worked. And, I used to be a carpenter for 15 years where we'd go to work at 7:30 and work till 7:30 at night. That's easy work. You're not responsible for everything failing. Well, I became a foreman, so I kind of was. But when you go to work for a job, you got bosses you can answer to and, blame stuff on and all that. When you start working for yourself, it's all on you. You have to market everything. You have to work everything. You have to, it's not just making the knives or making the YouTube videos. There's everything else to it, and it's all on you. So when people say risk everything, you got to know that you're risking more than just your money or this. It's all in, and it's not just 100% work. It's 150% work all the time. Like, you see Gary Vee, he'll talk to people and he's like, okay, you work 8 hours a day. You come home, you do this for, 4 hours, and then you sleep for 8 hours, So there's 20 hours. What are you doing with the other 4 hours? It's like, I'm trying to relax or watch TV. He's like, no. You sleep, whatever you take the hours you sleep out, so 6 to 8 hours. But all the other hours, you have to be working. So, and it's, man, it's it's not just like, oh, I'll work for an hour here and then go sit on Instagram. When you go on Instagram, that's part of your work because you're trying to promote yourself. Or when you go on YouTube, that's part of the work. So you can't just relax and watch YouTube or watch Instagram. You got to go on and make connections and promote yourself and research what's the best way of promoting yourself. And man, being on your, I was watching another guy because I'm into music, and he's talking about the music business and paying to play, and how a lot of people don't want to pay money to go play at this venue. Well, if that's what you got to do, pay the money to get out there. But the thing is, like lately, I've been putting ads out for YouTube. But, it's different than like paying for likes and paying for subs. You see all these things, get 1,000 followers quick, get 1,000 likes quick. If you do that, it's fake. When you put out like Google ads or Facebook ads, those people are real. And they might click on your stuff, but if they don't like what they see, they're going to click right off. So not only do you need the people to come to your site has to be good enough to make people stay, or it's not worth it, And the whole idea of selling out, that's garbage. You have to sell out. You have to, well, let me rephrase that. You have to stick to your intuition. You have to be who you are. If you can't be fake about it. Like I always thought, oh man, I'm not gonna put out ads, or I'm not gonna market this, or my work will speak for itself. Well, if no one sees it, it's not going to speak for itself. So you have to advertise and you have to market yourself, but you also have to make sure your content is 100%, or people aren't going to watch it. People aren't going to come. They'll click on it and they'll watch it and be like, oh, what's this garbage? And they'll click away. So you just wasted money on something, before that's one thing here comes the because I think it's because I'm thinking and my mind's going faster than my mouth is. So to catch up, I say, Anyway, yeah. I was very guilty of this. I wanted everyone to see my content, but my content was garbage. If I go back and watch a few months ago, it's like, wow, that was bad. I can't believe I wanted. No wonder I wasn't getting the subs, or I wasn't getting people to stay, because the content wasn't there. Yeah, the music was too loud. You could barely hear me talking, and things were all over the place. So be careful of what you do, and if you're going to promote yourself, make sure it's the best stuff you can put out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has. Here, one thing I learned about knives. It took me 2 years to sell knives, and this was the reason. Would I buy this knife? If this wasn't my knife and I saw someone put it up, would I buy it? And for a long time, the answer was no. Till it got to the point where the answer started being, yeah, I'd buy that knife. That's when I started selling. And I should have done that with YouTube, but I wanted to become popular. Being an introverted person and hard to connect with people, you want that people to connect with you and all that. But the content wasn't there. So I went and I studied how to make better content and how to make better videos, and the camera that I could afford to buy. See, because the gear isn't necessarily the key. Like I shoot on like a $50, this is like a $50 action cam. I use my iPhone, and then it took me 2 years of saving, and I bought a DSLR. You got to save and buy, and now that I'm really getting into cameras and all that, I keep looking at these $1,000 camera bodies and these $1,000 lenses, and I can't afford that, but it's nice to dream. Maybe one day if I make it, I'll upgrade to this stuff. But you got to learn how to use what you got. Learn, just like grinders, if you got a 1x30, get the best and save up and buy a 2x72 or a 2x48. But keep working at it and keep getting better at it while you're doing that. learn how to hold a knife as you're shaping it. I see a lot of guys with angle grinders, and man, I got to give them 100% credit because I can't do that. I can't do bevels with an angle grinder or stuff like that. I barely cut out knives with an angle grinder and went and bought a bandsaw because I wanted the easy way. But I saved up and bought it, and I bought the cheap Harbor Freight. I didn't go buy the $400 Milwaukee. I bought the $100 Harbor Freight. Know your budget, know what you want to do, and do it. Yeah, Steve has a couple videos on. Go check out Steve's channel, Steve Miller Man. He's got videos on his older videos are more about how he's doing buffing and stuff like that. But yeah, wait till after the live stream though. Actually, it's been 40 minutes, so I think it's about that time. Thanks, Chip, for showing up. I'm sending out your knife Monday. I sharpened it up yesterday. I don't know if you got the first knife, but I didn't really like how that looked because it was an older knife, so I went and I redid the whole thing, and then I sent it to you. If there's any problems, send it back and I'll fix it. And thanks for buying the shirt. And all the other guys, I got shirts down below. I got affiliate links for Amazon. Since YouTube is knife making inappropriate, I've had to find other ways to promote myself. So I appreciate all the support, shirts, knives, all that stuff. I think that's about it. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'll save all my topics for next week if I get to them. I only got to like one this week, but that's okay. Yeah, that's about it. Have a great week. See you next Sunday. I'm going to get a couple videos out if you're into the knife making stuff too. Yeah. All right. Thanks for all the support. Really appreciate it. And as always, take it easy. Ha ha.